Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us on a Daybreak Plus here on KVUE Plus, streaming free on your TV. I'm Rob Evans, alongside meteorologist Casey Sherman and Hannah Rucker, of course, as always. And look, very bright today. Very beautiful colors, very bright.
Summertime.
Yeah, it's summertime.
That's
and
right.
it's feeling like it, too, out there for sure.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're really going to feel like it by this weekend. That's what we've got. The 100-degree heat on the way. Today, not too bad compared to that, but we will be a little bit above average as far as those highs go. Coming off of a hot one yesterday where we were dry. Today, that changes. Notice already some showers working their way into Mason County. Mason County is the only area so far that's seen really much rain this morning, although we have had a couple sprinkles out towards areas like Dripping Springs, Hamilton Pool. Most of us have been dry so far to start your Tuesday morning. We're tracking this line of rain and storms. It's working its way in from the west, and I do think we'll start to see this approach areas like Gillespie County within about the next 2 to 3 hours. This particular timer giving it about 2.5 hours before it begins to reach that area if it manages to hold together. So that's one of the things we'll be watching out for the hill country areas. I do think most of us across the I-35 corridor, though, today will be pretty quiet. We've got this line of storms extending up towards parts of north central Texas. It's out ahead of a dry line that extends from a cold front that's going to be working its way into our area by tonight. And as this front does so, it'll in return spark up some showers, some storms through the overnight time frame, where we will have to watch out for the potential of seeing some severe thunderstorm activity. We've got that level 2 out of 5 risk clipping at least north parts of our hill country counties. That includes Burnett County, parts of Llano County, and Mason County, with that level 1 out of 5 risk extending out across the I-35 corridor. We'll have to watch for, especially overnight tonight, the potential of seeing some gusty, damaging winds along with some hail out of what will just be isolated thunderstorms. Not all of us seeing rain from this. They'll be pretty hit or miss. Notice as we enter later this morning, some showers and storms possible out across the hill country areas. Most of us dry throughout the day. It's not until after sunset that we'll start to track some of these possibly stronger storms rolling through the area. And again, that coverage, though, it's still going to be pretty spotty. 93 degrees for our high temperature today. I'm tracking additional showers and storms possible for tomorrow, and then a big time warm up as we head into the weekend. I'll show you when we should be reaching 100 degrees for our high temperature coming up.
Ooh, a steamy week ahead. Thanks, Casey. Happy Tuesday, y'all. How we doing? It's 7:03. Let's take a live look out across the area as we're heading out the door now. And goodness, we've been having a little bit of a tough time moving through Walnut Forest today. A little bit earlier, we had a crash, and then we had a stalled vehicle that was impacting both sides of the highway. Taking a look now, you can see we're still seeing some slowdowns out there, but certainly clearing up. Looking a lot better if you are coming and going out from the Round Rock area today. Let's take a look at the rest of this pesky map here. So there's where our trouble spot was there at North Lamar, kind of lighten up that orange again. So looking good. Hopefully we can get it green. Seeing some slowdowns if you are traveling southbound on Mopac towards the Domain, kind of that little trouble spot there just south of Palmer. And let's go ahead and take a look. If you are coming in, still seeing some slowdowns approaching the South Austin terminal, that typical trouble spot near Burleson. We also have a little bit of car trouble right outside of Circuit of the Americas if you're going for a race today. And that is on the 130 toll road northbound right there that exited FMA 12. Let's take a look. Earlier, we had a crash impacting Garfield commuters in the westbound lanes on Bastrop Highway. That is cleared up. So once again, hopefully we can also light that up green for you as well. If you're coming in from Bastrop, just noticing a minor slowdown where El Camino Real merges onto Bastrop Highway. Good morning, Cedar Creek. Seeing some slowdowns for y'all as well. Manor, you guys are going 35 miles per hour right now on 290 coming to visit us here in Austin, and kind of that slow crawl that we know in Buda, but no active crashes there as today, but just kind of a lot of road work. They're going to be doing a new paving project the next couple nights, and that's going to be over that 45 flyover. But right now, Buda, 35 minutes if you're heading to downtown Austin, and Round Rock, that is looking a whole lot better there at 20 minutes. Mopac still looking great, under 20 minutes across the board right now.
And thank you. Happening today, Austin City Council will discuss the future of Austin PD's license plate reader program. Some council members say they want to end the program for privacy reasons. KVUE's Brianna Perez joins us now live in studio with the details. Brianna.
Yeah, Rob, it's been a little more than a year since City Council allowed the City Austin Police Department pilot program. Now some are calling for it to end. A recent audit shows out of roughly 75 million license plates scanned during a 9-month period, the devices helped in 165 arrests and possibly 134 prosecutions. But some council members are concerned about the language in the contract with Flock, the company who makes the cameras. The council members say it would allow the private company to share APD's data with outside agencies. 8 agencies have requested data, including Texas DPS. That's why Councilmember Mike Siegel wants to end the program.
We're a city that welcomes immigrants, that respects reproductive choice, that respects people seeking gender-affirming care. And so we can't state those values and also collaborate with the kind of electronic surveillance program that puts those people at risk.
Meanwhile, the APD union president says that ending the contract would undo years of work and hurt the department's ability to solve crime. He says technology is a critical component of policing right now, especially when they are facing staff shortages. Today, City Council will discuss what to do next about the pilot program and plans to have a final vote on Thursday. Rob.
All right, Brianna, thank you very much for that. And now is the time of the year when people enjoy time on the water. It is the city of San Marcos proposing some changes to help keep the San Marcos River clean and beautiful. Is part of the reason people want to live there. It's just stunning, right? You went to school there, you know the best.
Oh, it's
right?
just the precious gem. And the thing is, you can really float the river technically year round. It stays 72 degrees and it's just wonderful. But here's the thing, it could cost you a little bit more. They really want to be protective of this water. KVUE's Malia Mazumoto joins us live from San Marcos. Hello, Malia. There we go. We got some light on that beautiful water there. And you've been having so much fun out there. Are they still surfing and floating around?
Yeah, Hannah and Rob, it is great out here. People are already on the water. You expect they love to use this natural resource. It's great. But there's could be some changes, so I'll tell you all about it. During San Marcos City Council's last meeting, the Parks and Recreation Department, they asked council members if they would consider adding a fee for any out-of-town visitors who come to Rio Vista Park. It's one of the popular spots here along the river, obviously. Now, under this potential plan, locals, they wouldn't have to pay for it, but it would be a $25 fee for a group of up to 10 people who are out-of-town visitors and $5 for individuals. And then kids 6 years and younger would be free. Now, they say locals would be anyone who lives within those city limits of San Marcos. Parks Department said they would have to either prove their residence with a resident river pass, an ID, or any other form of identification. Jamie Lee Case, the director of Parks and Rec, says the city of New Braunfels actually has a similar resident river pass that they use, so they would likely do something like that card, but they would want to find a way to digitize it so you wouldn't have to bring all these documents to the river here. Now, currently, Case says a lot of taxpayer and general fund dollars goes towards cleaning and maintaining these parks, so these fees would be a big help for them.
If we're able to increase our revenues in another way, we're able to offset those general fund expenditures and be able to spend them on other things that our community needs versus having to spend money on constant litter pickups and those sorts of things.
And they didn't forget about those college kids who live in the area but are not from here. Kay said they would still get to be considered locals. They would just have to submit a proof of address online before they could come out to the park here, so they could also get that free entry like the rest of the residents here. Now, like we said, this is still in the works. Nothing has been decided, but council is set to talk about this again at their first work session in July, that meeting that's going to be happening. But it still takes 2 readings for an ordinance to pass, so even if council does decide to move forward on it, that likely won't happen until August. So these fee changes wouldn't be happening until next summer. But again, that's if council decides to move forward on this. So they still have a lot to talk about. It'll be definitely interesting to watch what goes on with this. Live in San Marcos, Malia Mazumoto, KVUE News.
Oh yeah, they're enforcing the can ban now as well. So we got to do what we can.
Yeah, and Malia,
Yes,
we were talking about this while you were showing the video of so the water doesn't really look like that normally, Hannah. It looks like what you're seeing behind you, but the heavy rains made it look dirty, but it's beautiful river, Hannah.
Oh, you have to see it. It is crystal clear when you walk up there, but I agree. Yeah, I think those downpours kind of gave it all a good stir. Oh, he's still going strong. Dang, he's got good movement too.
Oh yeah.
Very nice.
They're still going.
How do you learn how to surf
They look like
being in the middle of
locals.
Texas? I don't. That's incredible.
Hey, we find a way, man.
That's all right.
We find a way. Our beautiful waterways here.
He's doing fantastic. And the fact that we're digital, we're online, we could keep watching him until he falls.
Should this just be the show?
We should just have him keep watching until he falls.
It's really the little things these days. I could watch this longer than I'd like to admit.
You know how his mom and dad are watching, like, wow, that's my boy right there. His buddy's like, yeah, don't fall, don't fall.
He's grinning ear to ear. He knows. He knows. He's giving us the people what they want. Okay.
All right, Malia, thank you very much. Oh, switch. There he goes. Now we can lose the shot. Malia, thank you very much. Go rescue that swimmer. The 89th legislative session is over, and now we wait to see what bills Governor Greg Abbott vetoes. Some people are pushing for the governor to veto Senate Bill 3, which is a ban on all consumable THC products. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says hemp products are unregulated and dangerous. But hemp advocates argue the products are safe, they are tested, and they are already regulated. The advocates delivered more than 114,000 petitions, warning the ban could destroy a multi-billion-dollar industry and 53,000 jobs.
This is policy that takes away an entire industry from someone, and it takes away jobs, it takes away money, it takes away a ton of things. There are going to be a ton of devastation from this bill, both physically and mentally to our community as well as economically.
Now, the governor has until the 22nd to decide what to do with that bill.
And today, Governor Greg Abbott is expected to sign bills on bail reform in Houston. Bail reform is one of the governor's priorities during this legislative session. We've seen tracking Senate Bill 9 and Senate Bill 40. So SB 9 would restrict who is eligible for release on personal bonds and allows the state to appeal bail decisions. SB 40 would ban cities or counties from providing taxpayer money to nonprofits that pay for bonds. Governor Abbott is holding the bill signing today at 2 p.m. once again in Houston.
The police in San Antonio are investigating the murder of actor Jonathan Joss.
Of course, he is best known as the voice of John Redcorn on the Texas classic King of the Hill. Joss was shot and killed outside his San Antonio home in what police say was an ongoing dispute with a neighbor. As ABC's Andrew Dimbert reports, those close to Joss believe it might have been a little more personal than that.
The entertainment world is mourning the loss of actor Jonathan Joss, best known for voicing John Redcorn on the hit animated series King of the Hill.
A kick and a miss for John no-scoring Redcorn.
I thought we said no bouncies.
Joss was shot and killed Sunday outside his San Antonio property in what police are calling a dispute with a neighbor. Joss's husband says they returned to check on the site of their burned-down home. A fire in January also killed their 3 dogs. He says they were grieving, standing side by side, when the man fired. He claims the 2 were targeted for being gay, but police say there's no evidence to support that claim. Other neighbors say Joss had been protective of his property.
We would see him down the street yelling.
Joss, who was of Apache and Comanche descent, built a career portraying Native American characters, starring alongside Sylvester Stallone in Tulsa King.
You got a last name. You got a problem? I got serious problems.
To playing tribal chief Ken Hotate on Parks and Recreation.
Why don't we retire to my longhouse and smoke the ceremonial peace pipe to celebrate?
Is he joking?
But in his final days, Joss seemed deeply frustrated. On Friday, he disrupted a panel featuring the King of the Hill cast and creator, angry over not being part of the show's upcoming revival.
I'm an actor. I see a mic, I use it. I see it wrong, I make it right.
Joss was let out by security. Then on Saturday, he spoke candidly on a podcast about January's house fire and his mental health struggles.
My house got burned down. They could not rule out arson.
Authorities have arrested the 56-year-old neighbor, charging him with murder. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
7:14 right now, and people in Central East Austin say they're still in shock about a house fire that killed 2 people. It happened early yesterday morning on Pecan Springs Road. Austin Fire said 3 people were inside. 1 person got out. Firefighters pulled a woman through a window, but she did not survive. They also found a man dead inside. Next door neighbor Jim Onger says that police woke him up and told him to evacuate his home. Take a listen.
Saw the house was on fire, flames shooting up, and still a lot of flaming debris in the area. And now I feel bad whenever anybody dies, especially like that.
Arson investigators are continuing to look for the cause of that fire.
And in other local news today, Leander ISD is considering consolidating some schools due to low enrollment. Several elementary schools in the district are running below 60% capacity, and enrollment is slowing in some areas. And now the school board is weighing 3 options. 1, consolidate 3 campuses, which could save more than $4 million. 2, adjust staffing at low enrollment schools, meaning some teachers or coaches might split time between the campuses. And 3, a hybrid plan with partial consolidation. But not everyone's on board with this. Some parents, well, they're pushing back against these proposals and what they're hearing.
And it was absolutely crushing to me as a parent. It was mostly sad just because there are alternatives that we could pursue, that we could use for all of the schools, for Steiner Ranch, for Cypress, for Fabian, and we didn't feel like, as parents, like those were being listened to at all.
The district says they're hoping to get more feedback from the community in August, with the board hopefully making a final decision on a path at the beginning of September. All right, we have just entered into the month of June, which is kind of just, it's craziness, man.
It is.
We're halfway along here. And you know what that means? It's time to check in on those goals that you set at the beginning of the year. Remember those?
No, I didn't set any. Did
I don't think I did either. I'm so
Survived, that was one of them. Doing so far, we're so good. Right?
We're trucking along here.
Surviving. So are you still on the right path with your financial goals? ABC's Christiane Cordero has more on how to make sure that you are.
We are almost halfway through 2025, and experts say now is a good time to check in on your financial goals.
I think a lot of people, set goals for themselves at the beginning of the year. And, life changes, things happen, and you've got 6 months under your belt to really see how things are different than what you expected.
Start by reviewing the goals you made at the beginning of the year. Make sure they're realistic. If you've had any major financial changes like a big car repair or life changes like a baby on the way, revise your goals to reflect your current priorities. Review your budget by comparing your actual income and spending to what you projected in January and evaluate where you can make changes.
Take a look at that list of subscriptions that you have and maybe, clear some of those out. Do you have credit cards? Do you have personal loans? Do you have student debt? Where are you going to prioritize your payments to make sure that you're making progress?
If your current debt strategy isn't working, consider refinancing options like a debt consolidation loan.
Oftentimes you can take debt that feels unmanageable because it's across, for example, a bunch of different credit cards at different rates, different minimum payments, bring that into one loan, have it in one spot, fixed rate, and really put yourself on a budget to be able to manage that debt down over time.
Consider rebalancing your investment portfolio if your allocations have drifted due to market changes. And assess your emergency fund. If your savings are below target, create a plan to steadily increase contributions.
I think it is important to prioritize having an emergency savings set aside. We often see as a good rule of thumb 3 to 6 months of living expenses.
No matter how the first half of the year is going, you can reset your game plan for the next 6 months. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, Washington.
Is trying to collect thousands of purses, backpacks, and diaper bags to give to people escaping domestic violence. The Texas Advocacy Project launched its annual Handbags and Backpacks for Hope campaign yesterday. So inside each donated bag has a tag that will tell people how to get in contact with a free attorney from the Texas Advocacy Project so they can get away from their abuser.
Be it a protective order, be it a divorce, be it custody, maybe just help getting out of their lease. Maybe it's access to crime victims' compensation. But you're going to need the support of an attorney to walk you through that, and in order to be able to get that court order in safety.
Very important. And for more details on how to donate and the resources the Texas Advocacy Project offers, you can look for this story on our website, KVUE.com.
Digging the music there. 7/19 June is a Pride Month. For the first time in 5 years, though, the city of Taylor is not issuing a Pride proclamation. Now, there's a petition going around online to reverse that decision. According to the petition, the mayor of Taylor denied the official proclamation. Taylor Pride organizers say it undermines progress made in Williamson County. KVUE reached out to the city for a comment. We're still waiting to hear back. The annual Taylor Pride Festival still is happening in Heritage Square Park and set for June 28th. A lot of other Pride events happening in the Austin area. Travis County officials will hold a Pride flag raising ceremony at 11:30 today. Round Rock hosts a Pride Parade Saturday. Marble Falls and the Highland Lakes will hold a celebration on the 14th. Taylor celebration again the 28th. And Austin's Pride celebration for the parade happens in late August. That's due in part because all the students come back and they're the ones who really help put on that massive parade.
They bring it to life. And hey, we now know when Blues on the Green will happen this year. If you haven't been, you got to go at least once. It is magic out there during that golden hour. Zilker Park, everyone brings a little picnic and a great way to meet people too. Organizers announced the free concert series is set for August 5th and 6th. The beautiful Zilker Park there. But hey, they haven't announced yet who's performing. And last year, you might remember, the concert series almost didn't happen because of funding issues. But they were able to save it with support from the city and good old HEB, really the backbone of the state of Texas, if you ask me. And, you know, but really this live music scene, it really is a reminder we got to support our musicians or it's going to go away, you know.
Never been. Have you been to Blues on the Greens yet? You've only been here for a short time.
Yeah. When is it? It happens what, summer?
Yes, it happens. It happens a little bit past our bedtime. So what we'll do is we'll sneak you in a little off day the next day and we'll put you and Kringle out there and you can go enjoy your little puppy dog.
Gotta go see it, yeah.
Yes, good stuff.
I've never been there yet, 4 years. Yeah, take me.
You want to go?
Van,
okay, yeah, we'll do it then. But then are we all off the next day then? Because then we have to get sleep. Or we just gonna leave? You're already working on your car. Yeah, we'll have a golden hour party at Zilker Park. It's going down in August.
Beautiful place. All right, thanks again, everybody, for watching Daybreak Plus. We've got another quick weather and traffic update coming at you on our TV audience. We'll be back then with more local news for you right here on KVUE Plus. Thanks for watching, everybody.
We'll see you back here in a couple of minutes. Good Tuesday morning, Central Texas. I hope your morning is off to a wonderful start. Your time now is 7:23. Let's take a live look around town. I'll tell you what, we were having a heck of a time trying to get through Walnut Forest earlier. A crash, stalled vehicle, lions, tigers, bears, all that's cleared up right now. Now we just are left with the good old construction going through there at North Lamar. And a pretty good looking map here. As you can see, just kind of those minor slowdowns there, mainly in the southbound lanes. But as far as crashes go, we have been having a really good morning so far. Smooth travel, just that stop and go through Onion Creek there, and a minor slowdown approaching the South Austin terminal. We had a stalled vehicle outside of Coda. That's cleared up. And still a remnant of a slowdown. We had a crash on Bastrop Highway westbound approaching Garfield at Wolf Drive. That's also cleared. So we're cooking with gas over here. What about you, Casey?
Well, we are now tracking actually some rain and some thunderstorms rolling into the hill country. Mason County, you've been tracking and dealing with some downpours. We've seen a couple flashes of lightning here, but notice we have a band of some heavier rain along with some thunderstorm activity now approaching the hill country. Would expect to start to see this move into areas like Gillespie County along with Mason County again with the second band of rain and thunderstorms within about the next 50 minutes to an hour or so. So heads up for those areas for the potential to see some additional rounds of showers and storms. Mostly on 35 corridor, I think going to be pretty quiet as we take you through the day today. We'll be looking at a partly cloudy sky with maybe a chance of seeing an isolated shower, but higher chances for rain and storms will arrive as we head into tonight, where we could see some isolated strong to severe storms with hail along with some gusty to damaging winds. Tomorrow we lose that severe weather threat, but we will be looking at additional spotty showers and storms. That's our last day of the rain. After that, Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend, we are drying things out and really heating things up. We're talking about the return of triple-digit heat by Sunday afternoon.
right, good Tuesday morning. Welcome back to Daybreak Plus on KVUE Plus, streaming free, of course, on your TV, but you know that already because you're watching. I'm Brian Mays.
And I'm Hannah Rucker. You can't get rid of us. We've got all your coverage all morning. And of
Even
course,
if you try, right?
We're going to hunt you down. And we've got meteorologist Casey Sherman, who has had her work cut out with her since she's joined our team here. How long? A couple months now?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been about a month and a half.
Yeah.
It's just craziness.
Of crazy. It's just been nonstop, huh?
Yeah, it has.
Yep.
You know, but we are talking about some more rainstorms today after that dry day. We got that break in yesterday, but already this morning we are tracking rain and storms, especially up towards the hill country. Now, if you've been across the I-35 corridor, you're traveling maybe to work, you may be running into a couple sprinkles. We are looking at a few of those that have since developed just within about the past 20 minutes or so, drifting from south to north, from Austin out towards Round Rock. We have a couple of those out towards Burnett County, but most of the activity now through the hill country. Mason County still looking at some steady rain extending out towards Mason, Streeter right now. Nothing much in terms of lightning, but notice what you have just off to the west of you. We're tracking this line of thunderstorms that's currently beginning to work its way in from the east and will continue to move eastward over time here. Putting a little tracker on this, I would expect this next cluster of storms to roll in within about 50 minutes or so out across Mason County, where we should be looking at that rain picking up a little bit more and possibly also some lightning. As for most of us today, though, other than some showers through this morning, I think the good majority of us are actually going to be pretty quiet as we take you into the morning hours. Hill country, though, we'll have to watch out for those rounds of showers and storms. Many of us through this afternoon will be dry, isolated showers possible, but our better chances for rain and storms, especially some stronger storms, will arrive as we head into late tonight and into early tomorrow morning. That's where we could be looking at some stronger storms capable of some hail, some gusty to damaging winds. We do have that level 1 to level 2 risk for severe storms across the area today. More rain, more storms possible as we head into tomorrow, but then some big changes by the end of the week. I'll show you what those are coming up in just a bit.
All righty. Thank you so much, Casey. Your time now is 7:30. Let's take a look around town. I'm noticing a little bit of stop and go traveling southbound through that Jollyville area where they're kind of ripping up the highway. One of many things going on here. Looking pretty good, though. Just that minor stop and go approaching Anderson Mill, and then it kind of clears up once you get to the Arboretum. No active crashes as of now, but here's just that little trouble spot I'm referring to southbound right there, Anderson Mill. Looking good in the northbound lanes if you are heading out towards beautiful Cedar Park today, and looking a lot better all morning. We were just really feeling that congestion through Walnut Forest. Now just a little stop and go in the southbound lane, so we can certainly work with that. Actually, I want to go back to that slide because it looks like we are still seeing slowdowns southbound on Mopac approaching the Domain area, but no active crashes there. And on the crash front, we have been doing pretty good. So this earlier, my system was showing that this crash cleared, but it looks like it is still working, and it's just impacting the service road southbound on the 130 toll road right outside of Circuit of the Americas. So you should be fine if you're traveling in the main lanes. And then also still seeing slowdowns approaching the Austin airport if you're coming in from Colton or Mustang Ridge today.
All right, Hannah, thanks so much. The city of Austin is now enforcing new parking rules. People who park their cars in a bike lane could face a $75 fine. Commercial drivers could face up to $300 in fines. Anyone who parks in an electric vehicle charging space but doesn't have an EV could also face a $75 fine. The city started issuing warnings for these violations back in March, but the so-called education period is now over, so violators will now be fined. Austin's airport's almost done with a major upgrade to international travelers. Airport leaders gave an update on the project recently. They say they've doubled the space for customs processing and added 2 new baggage carousels for international passengers. Before, all those international flights had used just 1 carousel. Now there are 3. Officials say the airport currently handles more than 21 million passengers every year. That's actually 6 million more than the airport was designed for.
This is a transformative process, transforming the passenger experience and delivering what I call a Texas-sized welcome to our international passengers.
Airport leaders say they're already working on new routes to Asia, the Middle East, and to South America. That should be fun.
I like what she said, a Texas-sized welcome.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll tell you what, there is not a lot of people who, well, can't wait to get to work, especially after 60 years, Brian.
About that, but one North Texan is breaking the mold in more ways than one. Sean Giggy has that story.
Ask anyone at Standard Aero in Irving, a company that repairs airplane engines, and they'll tell you they don't make them like they used to. But inside, they've got one that defies explanation, whose engine operates at full speed, and after 60 years, still works.
I need some plows.
83-year-old Curtis Ray wakes up at 2:30 every morning to begin his 5 a.m. shift, just like he has for 60 years.
My goal is to don't let nobody on this line outwork me.
Curtis, who everyone calls K-Ray, started working here in 1965 as the janitor, a job he took so seriously it earned him a promotion.
I went to working on the JT8.
After that, his career really took flight.
Yeah.
Curtis has worked on so many engines, no one at Standard Aero knows them better, which is why today he trains new hires.
I don't think I'd be here if it wasn't for him.
He's the reason why I'm here.
Kind of helps me and gives me light saying, hey, you can do this.
If he can do it, that means I can do it. Now, will I do it? That's another question.
You are the man of the hour.
To celebrate that achievement, the company recently held a reception.
Curtis, what can I say?
With all of Curtis's fans.
Curtis, congratulations.
Including maybe his biggest, Vice President and General Manager, Max Allen.
I really view him as sort of the heart and soul of this work family.
Since day one, Curtis has been someone to lean on, both for his expertise and his example.
He has a golden heart.
You're not going to find a better person than Curtis Ray.
He's the guy who loves you. He wants the best for you.
He's a one in a million.
That's why they say when Curtis does finally call it quits, he'll be remembered, not for the thousands of engines he repaired.
I love everyone here.
But for all those he took under his wing and taught to fly.
From the bottom of my heart, I say thank you.
In Irving, I'm Sean Giggy.
Love you, Curtis. Love you too.
Tears.
What a special story.
I mean, you talk about working your way up. That is the definition. Like the janitor all the way up, and you look at the legacy he's left and the impact.
The key to that, too, I think, Hannah, is it's a two-way street. The employee is 50% of it, but the employer is the other 50%. So you could tell they enjoyed having him there and made it worth his while to be there for 60 years, which is fantastic for both of them. He clearly got a lot out of it, but they've gotten a lot from him being there, too.
You know who that story kind of reminded me of? We had an employee, David Brown, who worked on this shift, and it's like, it's people like that. You want to live up to that standard and how much they care. And, I still think about him and, all the things that he saw here. Some crazy years. He had stories for days.
Absolutely. But a great employee. Gave back to the station just like the station benefited from having him here.
A life lesson here. I like it. So what about you, Brian? They want to know where do you want to retire? You think you'll stay in Central Texas for the rest of your life?
Who knows? I've been here 20 years.
Yes.
I was only 6 when I started, so that goes back a long time.
Yeah.
But I think about what I would do, but then
right. Do people ever retire anymore though? Is that still a thing?
See,
I get worried.
I don't know. I think if you're doing something that you enjoy to do, maybe retirement's not something you think about often, but there are days when retirement is very prominent in my thoughts.
Yeah, when we force you back on the 2 a.m. alarm clock, are those the days?
That's one of those days. No,
he loves it with us.
But it is something when you see a story like that and a guy that's been doing the same thing for 60 years, you know that he appreciates the job, first and foremost, but he probably enjoys the job.
Right.
Or you couldn't do it that long, right?
No, I think so, man. And it's one of those things. We love the inspiring stories, so we love them.
I love that too. All right, how about this? I love this too. Once again, Texas softball in the Women's College World Series final series. There's only 2 teams left. UT shut out the other UT, Tennessee, 2-0 for a spot in the championship series. That game was yesterday. Now, this is the 3rd time, Hannah, in the last 4 years, Texas will play for the national championship. But this time, unlike the other 2, they won't play Oklahoma. Texas Tech took care of Oklahoma last night. So game 1, it's an all-Texas final this year. Texas and Texas Tech will start at 7 o'clock. Game 1 is tomorrow. It's a best of 3, so they'll play tomorrow and they'll play Thursday If one of those teams loses or, wins both of those games, then it's over. But if they go to a game 3, that'll be Friday night. And we'll see. Red Raiders and Longhorns.
We're going to smoke them, the Raiders.
Well, there's a lot of Red Raiders around here, too. So we'll see. Let us know if you're cheering for one or the other. We'd love to have the competition go here as well. But, yeah, Texas has been good all year. Now, they played earlier this season. The thing with Texas Tech is they got this pitcher from Stanford last year.
Right.
Great.
Secret weapon.
Made a little money in the NIL deal.
Okay.
Went to Lubbock, Texas, which if you got a little money in Lubbock, you might have a lot of money. You've been out there.
I was door knocking. I'll never forget. She goes, I have a gun range downstairs. I'm dead serious. I was doing a story and she had a gun range. And anyway, they got some old farm money out there or something.
I bet it was a safe house. I bet nobody ever messed with that house. But yeah, Texas and Texas Tech, they're in Oklahoma City. I think this is their year. They've never won a championship in softball.
And it's their third time, though. I feel like that's not emphasized enough. Like, they've been building that momentum, Needs to be recognized.
And can we recognize the women's athletic program at the University of Texas? Volleyball, back-to-back championships, and of course they go far every year.
I know.
Basketball, they were in the Final Four this year. Now they're in the Final 2 in softball.
Mm-hmm.
The women's program at Texas is fantastic, probably the best in the country.
We tend to be so football focused.
You're
and
right.
I'm like, this university truly has so many wonderful things going on. And we love to see the women, really making that mark and putting the college on the map.
Amen. They're going to play it tomorrow night. We'll see how it comes out. Hey, have you seen the Savannah Bananas? Have you heard of this before?
Yes, I've been seeing the videos. It seemed like fun.
It's hilarious. They play baseball a little bit different than everybody else.
It's kind of baseball meets the circus, complete with dancing, stunts, and event celebrity guest appearances. Let's take a look.
Of Ham Porter, who's calling this shot against Neil Lang. Everybody very familiar with the prodigious power. He swings through a fastball. Come on, Hernandez. Call that the heater? This one looped into shallow right.
Fans, one more time for the great Hambino!
That is actor Patrick Renna, a.k.a. Hamilton Ham Porter, in the 1993 classic The Sandlot. He stepped back into character and recreated an iconic moment from the film that was not the only baseball movie reference to Savannah Bananas pulled off while in Anaheim.
Kid sees an angel. He's here to help.
The kid sees an angel?
Yeah. And so do I.
That's former Angels pitcher John Lackey helping the Bananas recreate that moment. You saw the movie Angels in the Outfield. Yeah, that was a great Disney classic. Fun fact, Matthew McConaughey actually had a role in that movie, if you don't remember. The Savannah Bananas will be at the Dell Diamond in Round Rock September 19th and 20th. Get your tickets now because they will sell out quick. If they haven't already. I haven't looked.
Because we already have such a fun vibe in Round Rock, so I feel like adding that together will be good.
Just in, there are tickets still available. So yeah, get those tickets. There's one where the guy comes out, I don't know if you've seen it, the guy comes out on stilts. He's like 20 feet tall and pitches from the stilts.
I like it's performative baseball. This is fun.
Right.
It's pretty amazing to see.
I don't know if this is a dumb question. So it's the Savannah Bananas, our team, but who do they play? Like, what kind of teams do they play? Is it the same? Are they all the same kind of thing?
They're feeder teams, right?
Yeah,
okay.
It's kind of like the Globetrotters where they'll play against like an opponent. But these opponents now, there's actually going to be a team from Texas. They're starting kind of a league of these kind of because they're based. I mean, they actually play a game. There's actual hits and runs and errors and everything else. But this is the performative part of it that people like to see. But they incorporate the actual game. So there is a team coming to Texas. I can't remember where. I'll have to look it up. But there will be like 6, I think, total teams playing in the Banana League.
And are they also like as performative?
Yeah. They dance and sing.
New brand of baseball going on.
I know.
It's a lot of
like
fun.
A play and baseball and the game.
All in one.
All in one.
I've seen like the TikToks where they sing and dance.
Yeah.
Yes.
in the field. And
Their media
everything,
team is having a hoot of a time on that.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, the team is going to be in Frisco, Kevin tells me. The Texas Tailgaters is going to be the name of the team. The Texas team in the Savannah Bananas League. So they're going to play against them. I guess maybe they'll play here in Round Rock. We'll have to wait and see. Get your tickets now.
Gosh, I'm sure those will sell out quickly.
I bet. I bet, yeah.
Looks like a fun time. We do have some showers and storms to talk about, though, on our radar. If you're up in the Hill Country, Mason County specifically, we are tracking some rain moving on into that area now. Llano County is starting to see some showers. Mason County, if you're there and looking westward, I'm sure you're seeing quite the light show. We're tracking this cluster of storms that's currently now just beginning to edge its way into your area. It's to the west of you, into the London Junction area. This is heading in your direction, and we actually do have a flood advisory out ahead of this batch of showers and storms. Is producing rainfall rates that are heavy. It's already produced in some areas anywhere between about a half an inch to up to an inch in spots. And we will be looking at what could be an additional quarter to an inch to about 3/4 of an inch as this moves through Mason County. So flood advisory through 9:30 this morning, at least for the western portions of Mason County. We'll see if the National Weather Service happens to extend that here as we head into the next hour or so. Putting a quick timer on this, it's moving off to the west around 30 miles per hour. So Streeter, you can expect this around 8:09. That's in about the next 15 to 20 minutes. This next batch of heavier rain and lightning will begin to move into your area. Farther south, we're starting to see some showers now enter into Gillespie County. Harper now starting to see some showers, a little lightning strike there. You might be hearing some rumbles of thunder. This is now moving into your direction, and all this will continue to kind of work its way into the Hill Country here over the next couple hours. I do expect this will weaken as it tries to work its way closer to the I-35 corridor, but we'll have to watch this and monitor the trends with this as it continues to move off to the east. I-35 corridor, we have seen some showers. Round Rock area, Dripping Springs, Austin area, a couple light showers, but most of the activity has been to the west of us. This all comes ahead of a dry line that's now working its way through the state that's been sparking this line of showers and storms that extends from north to south. And then we've got our next weather producer that's currently just to the north of us. It's a front that's going to be dropping southward and eventually leading to additional rounds of more rain and thunderstorms as we head into tonight. So after that drier day that we had yesterday, we're into what's going to be a brief active weather pattern both today, tonight, and also into tomorrow. Most of us right now dealing with a cloudy sky. Round Rock, I know you've seen a couple little light passing showers so far this morning. We've seen a couple of them out through the Austin area with temperatures in the upper 70s. Most of us just dealing with a cloudy sky. Rain and storms will continue to try to work their way into the Hill Country here over about the next couple hours. Again, I don't anticipate a whole lot of that to work its way towards the I-35 corridor. I do think it's going to be weakening, but we'll watch for that potential. Otherwise, we keep it fairly quiet today with a 20% chance for some isolated showers and storms. Overnight tonight, that's when we'll be tracking that front that'll be approaching from the north. This will help fire up some showers and storms closer to around sunset. And then through the overnight time frame, we'll be tracking the potential for more isolated rain and thunderstorms, some of which could become strong to possibly severe. We've got that level 1 to level 2 risk for severe storms across the area. Better potential to see stronger storms will be up towards the Hill Country. That's where we could be looking at some large hail. The higher threat, though, out of these storms will be the gusty to damaging winds. Notice that it extends all the way to the I-35 corridor. And our tornado threat, it's not completely zero, but it is low for those Hill Country areas for tonight. Highs today back into the middle 90s. Tomorrow we're going to be waking up into the middle 70s, and then we're back into what will be the lower 90s for tomorrow afternoon, a seasonal day, and then we are turning hot, turning up the heat here as we head into the weekend. Hot high pressure building, and then we're talking about triple-digit temperatures by Sunday afternoon.
Creeping in. Thank you so much, Casey. It is 7:46 this morning. Across Central Texas, let's go ahead and take a look here. Earlier, I was seeing a slowdown in Jollyville, 183. If you're coming in from Cedar Park, that is cleared up. We still have these crews, though, working hard along the frontage roads here. We do have a new crash, though, in Leander. Good morning to you. This is on 183 near Gabriel Drive, heading southbound from the Liberty Hill area towards Leander right now. So seeing some minor delays there. But overall, looking pretty good out there. And if you're getting on 29 through Liberty Hill, also looking good for y'all. Good morning to you. Let's take a look across the rest of the map. Good morning to my Hutto Hippos. We do have an incident right now on East Palm Valley impacting the eastbound lanes near County Road 136. If you're heading out maybe towards the Taylor area. Looking better in Walnut Forest, finally. It's been kind of a tough morning there, and still seeing some stop and go. Mopac southbound approaching the Domain.
All right, Hannah, thanks a lot. This next story sounds a little like the Three Bears, but in reverse. Police in Naples, Florida say a bear was found in a spot that was just right to take a nap, except the spot was the lobby of a condo complex under construction. The photo was shared by the Naples Police Department. Look at that. Just in the back there, you can see the bear lounging around, snoozing. This is on Gulf Shore Boulevard there in Naples. Apparently, the bear had taken a swim in the Gulf and just needed to just relax after that. Officials joke that he tired himself out while he was swimming. Wildlife crews of Florida Fish and Wildlife safely captured the bear and relocated him to a more apt location.
Little sleepy baby just needed a little snoozy. That's not very common in Florida, though, is it?
I was about to
actually,
say.
so I used to live in Fort Myers, which is just north of Naples.
Yeah.
And you do see bear there randomly. I was
Interesting.
swimming in the ocean, not so much, but you see bear, you see cougar, panthers. I mean, alligators obviously is a common one.
Yeah.
And even some sharks. So they've got it all. It's not something you'd expect down there being in Florida. But yeah, I mean, the Everglades is right there. You got to keep in mind. So they kind of mosey on out and
all
you got
kinds
a whole
of
bunch
critters.
of critters. Yeah.
Who would win a fight between a bear and an alligator, I wonder? That'd be a good fight, right? A southern, a swamp alligator.
Depends on the water.
I guess he could just
land. Yeah.
But then the bear has more like height.
Yeah.
Height.
What am I saying?
The bear's a little taller, but yeah.
Words are hard after this hour.
Depends on the playing field,
Short, stubby legs.
I guess.
Short, stubby legs, yes. Okay.
I wouldn't want to see either one of them in their natural habitat.
I think gators are kind of cool, though. And bears, they can be cute-ish, right?
Yeah. Have you ever seen one in the wild before?
Yes, I have, in Washington. Yep, black bear. Yep.
It's scary when you see them in the wild. I thought it was going to be cool until I saw one. I was like, wait, I don't want to see this.
You see cubs first, and then you're like, oh, time to get out of town.
Mama is
Mama
near.
bear's coming.
Do not mess with the cubs.
All right, y'all. So the winner of this year's Scripps National Spelling Bee is back in the Lone Star State.
How about this? He's still beaming from bringing home the title after spelling this correctly. Listen up.
Your word is éclaircissement.
Éclaircissement. ECLAIRCISSEMENT. Éclaircissement. That is correct.
How about that?
Oh, I just love he fell to the ground. And once again, we're so excited for last week, 13-year-old Faizan Zaki from Allen is this year's Scripps National Spelling Bee winner. It comes a year he was the runner-up. Just 1 year after that, Jobin Paniker has more on how the moment was years in the making. Oh, maybe not.
Having some trouble with that Jobin Paniker story, but I'm sure it was fantastic.
Remember when Kevin made us all spell words and we were sweating on Friday?
We were going to see, if I was going to be here, she had to go shoot a story, but we were going to give her a spelling bee today.
Oh, you should have, so she could
to
join
have
on the
her
fun.
enjoy what we enjoyed last week.
Yes.
But she's not here. She's
like, I fondly remember this on Friday.
You guys both got it right, and I got the word
Your
wrong.
word was crazy. What was it though? Something about bone density and
no one knows anyway. So
some scary medical
That's
term.
the thing. It's like all these words that they I mean, half of them I wouldn't know what they mean. If
Yeah.
you know what they mean, then it's like, well, you can't even picture the word. So
Yeah.
Or to pronounce the word.
Smart, or to pronounce the word.
Yeah, I couldn't have pronounced that word. Reading it off the teleprompter, I have no idea what that was. And I've heard it 10 times, I still couldn't have pronounced it.
We still don't know what that is.
And the definitions too. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's a
smart
lot.
kids for sure. All right, here are 3 things you need to know on this Tuesday morning. Austin City Council debating the future of the police department's license plate reader program. A recent audit showed that the scanners captured 75 million plates in just 9 months, and those led to 165 arrests. Some council members now are raising privacy concerns over the contract with Flock. That's the company behind the cameras. They worry that it allows data sharing with outside agencies, including Texas DPS. A final vote on the program is expected this Thursday.
And today, Governor Greg Abbott is expected to sign bills on bail reform in Houston. Bail reform is one of the governor's priorities during the legislative session. And we've been tracking Senate Bill 9 and Senate Bill 40. SB 9 would restrict who is eligible for release on personal bonds and allow the state to appeal bail decisions. SB 40 would ban cities or counties from providing taxpayer money to nonprofits that pay for bonds. Governor Abbott holding the bill signing today, 2 p.m. in Houston.
It's going to be a great day today at Dell Children's Medical Center. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's that Spider-Man. It's Superhero Day at the Medical Center today. Now, partnership with Austin Police and staff members there, they'll suit up as superheroes and villains for a live action show. They'll rappel down the building. They'll show those kids all what a superhero can do. Those patients love to see it too. Heroes are taking over the Dell Children's Medical Center today. They'll battle the villains. There's the Penguin in the courtyard today. The kids can then meet their favorite characters. Is that the Black Panther? I love Black Panther. And they'll get autographs with the heroes today. That begins at 10 a.m. this morning. We should have that on the news tomorrow, I hope. Because that's always a great thing to show.
Because they need that joy. We want to see their smiles.
That's right. Who's your favorite superhero? The best superhero in the batch.
Poison Ivy had me in a chokehold.
Yeah?
When I was a kid. I thought she was iconic.
Poison Ivy, you mean the character,
From Batman.
the bad guy. Yeah, that's a bad guy, right?
Oh, you want to be a superhero? Well, Poison Ivy was in the group.
Yeah, well, Poison Ivy, I'm trying to think now. Poison Ivy, I think, was a bad guy, right? Or a bad girl.
Well, she liked the plants.
So you like that, huh? That's okay.
She likes plants, so she's a good.
No, I just thought she was like incredible. I don't know.
Hey.
It seems like Catwoman, I think, is technically a villain too. Right?
Yeah,
Catwoman is
she's kind of on the edge of.
She's on the. I know some of them are kind of like. It's like, okay, is it a superhero or is it a villain?
Right.
You don't know.
Who do you like? I mean, Superwoman's classic, right?
Superwoman,
yep. Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
it's a good one. I like Spider-Man. Spider-Man's good.
Spider-Man's always a classic, right?
What about yours?
Man, I was a Batman guy when I was a kid. You know, had all the Batman stuff.
You sound like him.
Do I?
Well,
maybe I am.
Okay.
You don't know that. You've never seen me after work.
Right. Look for the signal on KVUE Plus.
Oh, there'll be a signal, all right.
Oh, God.
All right, let's talk about the weather. I looked at your 7-day yesterday with anticipation because I saw Monday was missing and Sunday ended with a triple digit. So now I was wondering, what would Monday bring? And Monday brings
it'll be still heat.
A cool down, though, right?
Oh,
maybe not.
100 to 98. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, a little cool down.
No, I mean, so we're talking about just hot conditions by the end of this week. It's going to be really warm this weekend, but dry. So good for those outdoor plans as far as rain chances go. But man, you're going to want to have those outdoor plans involve some kind of pool, maybe Barton Springs, staying cool because the heat is on 100 degrees by Sunday. I think today we'll be tracking some rounds of showers and storms in the hill country through this morning, and then again as we head into tonight.
And it's not going anywhere. We know the drill. Thank you so much. And of course, thank you for joining us here on Daybreak Plus. We've got another quick weather and traffic update coming for you, for our TV audience. And then we'll be back with more local news for you on KVUE Plus. For a little, or no, I guess this is the last one on KVUE Plus.
Who knows?
Maybe.
Maybe not. Stay tuned.
We'll see you on the TV one way or another.